Hey fellow YouTubers, it's Alex here. I know it's been rather quiet those last few months on the channel. However, I was busy with other things and I was unable to record new footage. However, today is a very nice day, so I decided to re-record my first YouTube video. The original footage was shot in December, which means that it was really cold and windy outside. And I'm sure that all of you noticed those distracting wind sounds in the background. And this was the main reason for me to re-record the first video. I hope you really enjoy this new footage as much as the old one, well, hopefully even more this time around. And as always, hit that like button, leave your comments down below, especially if you didn't like something, because let's be honest, that's the only way that I can learn from my mistakes and not repeat them in the future. Share this video with your friends, family, everyone who's into cars, especially old-timers, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye. Hello fellow YouTubers and car enthusiasts. My name is Alex and this is my first YouTube video. Actually, it is the first time in front of a camera. By now, you probably have noticed that English is not my native language, therefore there might be some unintentional errors in pronunciation or grammar, so sorry for that. With the introduction done, let's get started. The car that I want to talk about here today has been sold millions of times and was a true people's car. However, it's not a Volkswagen. Its production stopped in the year 2000, but there's still thousands of them roaming on the streets, especially in Eastern Europe. Can you imagine the car that I want to talk about here today? Let me show you a short video clip of the car, and I'm sure that most of you will immediately recognize it. Enjoy! Who still didn't recognize this car. It's a Fiat 126P. The P in the name of the car stands for Poland. Polish people simply call it Maluch, which means little one. The car was first developed and produced by Fiat in Italy and was supposed to be the successor of the famous Fiat 500. Unfortunately, sales numbers have never met Fiat's expectations, therefore the production has been discontinued. Sometime later, the Polish production company called FSM, located in Bielsko-Biała, got the rights to produce the car in Poland. FSM stands for Fabryka Samochodów Małolitrażowych, which roughly translates to factory for cars with small engines. During the production cycle of the car, which ran from 1973 until the year 2000, over 4 million units were sold and produced. The last 1,000 cars, however, were a special limited edition called Happy End. During this production cycle of this car, there were a few different models. The differences between them, however, were mostly minor. The biggest changes occurred in the middle of the 1980s by simply changing the dashboard and putting in an electronic ignition. Let me show you inside the car how this electronic ignition works in comparison to the mechanical one. Follow me. Those two levers were basically the ignition system. The left one was, and still is, for the choke, to increase the fuel flow into the carburetor. The right one made the engine start. You just had to pull it up gently. I bought my Fiat in 2010. Back then, the car looked somewhat entirely different. First of all, it was painted red, which was not its original color. The inside of the car, however, had still its original paint job. Furthermore, it had plastic front and rear bumpers, white painted steel rims and plastic covers on the doors. So basically, your regular Fiat 126P. And in the beginning I was very happy having one for myself. However, after some time I wasn't satisfied anymore with just owning it. So I started imagining what I want my car to look like. As I'm no talent when it comes to craftsmanship, I was only able to do little things. If I remember correctly, the first thing I did was to remove the plastic front and rear bumpers and change them for the chrome ones. Another thing I was able to do was to remove the plastic covers on the doors. Having done that, I was left with a lot of holes in the bodywork, and those I had fixed by a professional paint shop. Having fixed that, the car looked actually pretty decent, and I thought that I was finally finished. Obviously, this was just temporary, and in fact, I was very far from being finished. Some time had passed, and then I decided to have the car restored. I knew from the start this project was going to cost a lot of money, so I was looking for a sponsor. I applied for a sponsorship with a big local energy drink producer, as they are known for their sponsoring. I drafted a business plan and sent it there. Maybe after 2 or 3 weeks I received an answer. Although it was not the answer I was looking for, it wasn't a complete waste of time and effort. At least I got a free 6-pack of their product for free. Anyway, through a random encounter I met a guy who specialized in restoring old cars. The funny thing about it though was that this guy had already restored a few Fiat 500s, which are very similar to the Fiat 126P, as it was his predecessor. The restoration started in February 2016. I said that I want the car back in June, for the summer of course. Little did I know, it was July 2017 when the car was finally finished. So those were pretty long 17 months. They say good things come to those who wait, and indeed it was worth the wait. Prior to giving the car to the shop, I removed all the interior to save time and money. The only things left in the car were the driver's seat, the steering wheel and the pedals. The whole process started with sandblasting the car to apply a new paint job later on. Lucky for me, the car had almost no corrosion that had to be fixed. Back then, Fiats were not the most durable cars when it came to corrosion. So now it was time to choose the color for the car. I was thinking for the longest time which color to choose. Finally, I decided on the Ford Focus ST Orange called Electric Orange. Now the car had to be put together again. I mostly bought new parts, but had to use a few reconditioned ones as well. The day I got the call to pick the car up, I couldn't believe it. It's been 17 months. But as you can see for yourselves, the result is pretty amazing. Just this past summer, I went to Poland and had my car transported there. My intention was to have the entire engine reconditioned because it had already 80,000+ kilometers on it, so it was time. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately in this case, I had too little time. However, I managed to buy an entire new engine off the internet. Lucky for me, there was a local town mechanic who was able to swap the engine within a day. So basically, I have a completely new engine in the car. I will have the original 650 cubic centimeter engine reconditioned and put back into the car at some point. The 600 cubic centimeter engine is run from earlier in the 1980s. So it's been 1.5 years since the restoration and I'm still very satisfied with the results. It may be just me, but whenever I drive by people, they immediately start to smile. Here in Austria, where I live, there's a technical mandatory inspection every 12 months. I had mine just done in December and the car passed flawlessly without any problems. If you guys stuck with me until the end of this video, hit the like button, leave your comments down below and share this video with anyone who's into cars, especially old timers. See you next time. Bye bye.